So another fun way we can make a butterfly, and we can make this more like Eric Carle's butterflies, is if we keep our drawing of our butterfly, or any drawing of a butterfly really, off to the side to look at for reference, we can take some of the colorful paper that we made when we were doing Eric Carle pictures for our Eric Carle insects. We can take these, because we have a lot left over, and we can cut them into shapes. I'm going to use my scissors. Remember, thumbs up when we use our scissors. Thumb goes up to the ceiling. I'm going to take some of my sheets of paper and I'm just going to cut out some fun shapes. If you want your butterfly to be symmetrical, the same on both sides, you can fold your paper in half and you can cut out two pieces at once. My paper is very thick, so it might be hard for me to cut on, but I think I can do it. So I'm going to cut out the shape of a triangle on mine. So I'm going to start here, big chomps, big alligator mouth for my scissors, big chomps. And I think I'm going to make a little bit of a curved corner on mine because I want to make my wings as big as I can. So I'm going to curve it a little bit using as much of my piece of paper as I can. And I'm going to come back to about where I started. I don't have perfect corners here. I don't have perfect straight edges. That's okay. Now when I open mine up, I'm having the same piece of paper and I can use these for butterfly wings. Now that I have my top two wings, or if I think I can cut even bigger, I could use these for my bottom two wings. Depends on how big I want my butterfly to be. Okay, so I'm going to take another piece of paper. Find one that I really, really like. Ooh, this one hasn't been used at all. I'm going to, again, fold it to decide which way I want to fold it. I have to think like an artist and make a choice. I'm going to fold it this way, I think, so I can cut out two at the same time. And I'm going to, again, make a triangle shape. Maybe I'll make a rounded triangle. I kind of want the bottom of my butterfly's wings to be curved like this in kind of a U shape. So I think that's what I'm going to do for this one. Maybe I won't even cut a triangle. Maybe I'll cut a big letter U. Or, oh, I can cut it like a rainbow. I'm going to start at one side. And I'm going to go all the way up to the top because I want to make it as big as I can. Curving around back down this side. And off the edge. And then I'm going to find where I started here and I'm going to cut straight across. Or maybe I want to cut kind of a wibbly wobbly line. I can kind of cut this however I want. There. Okay, now let's open it up. Open it like a book. Look at that. Pretty cool wings, huh? And I can kind of make them go whichever direction that I like. I think I kind of like this best. I think I want to put those wings on top. I can play around with this and see what I like. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out a piece of paper. This one's all floppy, so I'm just going to tear that. I'm going to cut out a piece of paper to make for my insect's body. For this, I might want to use my drawing to come up with an idea of how big to make it. So I'm going to do a little snip here when I'm holding the bottom of the paper about where the bottom of his abdomen is, and then I'll do a little snip at the top of where his head is. Okay, so I'm going to get a rectangle about as wide as I want it to be. Cutting a rectangle out. And then what I'm going to do, this is going to be tricky. I'm going to fold my piece of paper in half the long way. It's kind of like making a big long hot dog bun. That would be a very long hot dog to fit in here. Okay, I'm going to fold my piece of paper. And now I'm going to pinch the fold. See how I can put the hot dog in right here? I'm pinching the fold with this hand. And then I'm going to, okay. So I'm going to take my piece of paper, again, I'm pinching at the fold. Where that fold starts at the very bottom, I'm going to take that and I'm going to cut a curve. Big alligator chomps. I'm going to cut a curve because I know that my thorax shape is kind of pointed at one end and kind of curves a little. Then I'm going to curve another little bump for the abdomen where the wings come out of. And then I'm just going to go straight off the side, bloop, to make a pointy triangle head. So when you're cutting like this, you have to imagine that you're cutting both sides because you're doing it symmetrical. So here's my body shape. You could always just cut a plain oval for this shape too, that's okay. So I'm gonna put my, ooh, look at it, it's so fun. And it kind of reminds me of Eric Carle. So now what I can do is I can take some other scraps of paper and I could make some antennas if I want. Ooh, I can even use these little strips right here for antennas. But mine aren't very colorful, so I think I might want to choose, ooh, I have this. These would make great antennas. I'm just gonna snip these little pieces, make some antennas. Very, very thin antennas are there. Oops, this one wants to flip over. There's an antenna. This one I'll have to cut a little skinnier down here at the bottom. Be careful for my fingers. If you want some help doing these very, very skinny ones, that's okay to ask for help. There's my insect. Now I have all this other paper that I can use to make patterns and designs, cutting out shapes. Again, we're gonna fold our paper in half so it's the same on both sides. I think I'm gonna do an oval shape here. I'm gonna cut a nice, large oval. I'm opening it like a book. There, and I can put these here, down there. I think I like them up here. I'm gonna try to put them in the same spot on each side. And maybe I'll cut out some circles. You come up with what fun ideas you can do to make your insect out of colored paper. If you don't have painted paper like we do, you can always make some and start this project after it's dry, or you can just use shapes cut out of construction paper. Okay, so here's my finished butterfly. Now all I have to do is go ahead and glue it down. The reason I didn't glue it down yet is because I might want to move some of these shapes around and see if I like it, how it looks different. When you glue yours down, you might want to think about gluing the pattern down to the wings first, then you can pick up the whole wing and glue the whole wing down. That way you're not losing your design. Can't wait to see what yours look like when you're done.